AI. Preview Sacred Council members. Preview Sacred Council members. Discover the sacred archives and enter the magical university of life. Preview Sacred Council members, presented by Destiny. The preview on the following pages was created by Destiny, representing the guiding force of cause and effect. The Guiding Council, the Magical Council, or, in other words, the Sacred Council. This Sacred Council represents the guiding forces of Creator, Universe, and Nature. They are the 8 Keepers of Light, the 7 Keepers of the 7th dimension of material manifestation, and the 17 Keepers of Conduct, also called Divanas. Each character is a faculty member of the Magical University of Life, located at the Sacred Archives. Each one speaks on every aspect of life from their specific representation. Life is an adventure, but as well a very complex business. Dealing with the mind, dealing with the soul, dealing with the body, communication, nutrition, fitness, a partner, children, the teenage years, getting older, stress, weight, disease, emotions, profession and business, destructive habits, preserving the planet, studying, and friendships. Your personal life coaching team. Life is an adventure, and you as eternal souls are visiting this foreign land without knowing its rules and how everything is built and functions. Basically, you don't have a manual. Without knowing how to operate and maintain life in every aspect, you constantly run into trouble. Maybe you need all the guidance you can get and have to get back to school again to become familiar with this manual. You need to know how and why everything is built and regulated and relearn the basics. Only then can you experience to be real life adventurers and real life scientists. The 8 Keepers of Light. The guiding force of the eternal life force. Kandu. Know that there is something greater than you, the one you see in the mirror. It is the eternal soul within you which is connected to everything and everybody through the eternal life-creating and life-sustaining force. You have called this force God or any name given to something that actually is beyond form and name, but which you need to respect, for it is the essence of everything and everybody. Nothing can exist without this life. Respect the life in all. The guiding force of the universal and spiritual teacher, Morai Amoro. You learn from many teachers during your life, and they guide you to become masters. And you either master or you will be mastered. All teachers are as well within you and are awakened by living teachers. Master or be mastered. The guiding force of the mind, Kalimabanko. The mind has the duty to keep you away from the soul within. It gives you, however, the capacity to learn practical things regarding the creation. And you need to keep the sense organs under your control, otherwise they create endless traps, addictions and attachments. A web in which you trap yourself. A practical or addicted mind. The guiding force of the disciple, Dyrenex. You first need to learn to follow and listen, so you can learn to thrive and become leaders, teachers and masters. This process is a scientific adventure in which and through which you have to prove things to yourself to have proof and confirmation what the teacher was telling you about. From believing to knowing. The guiding force of the hero or heroine, Genai Summer. There are many external heroes you may want to become, but why not become the hero of your own life adventure and a hero in all aspects of life? Be your own hero. The guiding force of nature and maturity. Niyama Summer. You can always show respect to those who have lived longer than you in this world. There is always something you can learn from them, just as you always can learn from nature that guides you in many ways. Respect to the elders and nature. The guiding force of fantasy and magic. Jim Jara, the storyteller. Everything except for the soul, the creator and the life force is part of a make-believe world. A world in which nothing is permanent, but a world full of magical and mystical adventures. Play make-believe and enjoy the magic. The guiding force of messages. Toro the Decoder. Everything that happens in life is a message, trying to guide you in the right direction or letting you understand things from a different perspective. But you must learn to accept these messages, learn to decode them and possibly trying to make an action plan to make some changes. Accept, reflect, and adapt. The 7 keepers of the 7 dimensions. The guiding force of earth and solids. Earthos. The energy of earth gives the mind and the body that worldly, earthly experience and connection to the adventure in creation, in which you cannot control nor hold onto anything or anybody. Experience and let go. The guiding force of water and liquids. Wathiru. The energy of water and fluids provide creativity, playfulness and flexibility, and assist the mind and body to commit, promotes moderation, and has the capacity to procreate without having to fall in the hands of lust. Commit, be creative, and play. The guiding force of fire and heat. Firatos. The energy of heat and fire makes things move, but you must move in such a speed by taking breaks in order to digest it all. Otherwise you fall in the pit of fire and experience mainly fear expressed through anger. Pace the action. The guiding force of air and gases. Eratu. The energy of air and gases gives you the oxygen and endurance in life, in which you can learn patience and to embrace and love it all with a wow. Embrace and endure. The guiding force of ether in audible sound and verbal communication. Tulkon. The energy of verbal communication gives you the opportunity to verbal communicate with others, but you must never forget that which is spoken and written is merely an opinion. Never forget that words can be constructive or very destructive. Share and listen. The guiding force of ether as non-audible sound and communication, and the limited and conditioned mind. Star maze. The energy of the limited and conditioned mind, which you have created by playing with thoughts, is an endless web through associations that became your familiar world. But in any adventure, it is for you as individuals to change and seek new, the void and unfamiliar, and that's adventure. Focus and sort out. The guiding force of ether as the universal mind. Spheron. The energy of the universal mind is like a computer hard drive in which all is stored what is possible in the creation, the past, the moment and the future. And it is just a matter of letting go of the familiar mind in order to experience this zone of endless new things. Awake and aware. The 17 keepers of conduct, or divanas. The guiding force of duality, yin-yang. Accept that everything in life has 2 faces. One cannot exist without the other. Enjoy the adventure of opposites. The guiding force of time, clock. Everything in creation has a lifespan and is bound to time, and you can travel instantly into the past and in the future inside your mind. Proper time management is for that reason required. Experience the time and the presence in the present moment. The guiding force of change. Butterfly. There is nothing more consistent than change. You either go with the changes or go against them and causing friction. Just go with the flow. The guiding force of cycles. Cycles. Everything in creation takes place in cycles with its own stages of experience, and all has a specific purpose. Tune into the endless cycles of life. The guiding force of balance. Scale. It is the duty of body and nature to recreate balance there where is imbalance. You are warned through signs, symptoms, and disease to avoid further disaster. Prevention or cure. The guiding force of necessities. Base. There are just very few basic things you need in order to live, and no need to make life complex and complicated. Simplicity is the key. The guiding force of wholeness. Puzzler. Know that everything is already whole and complete. There is no need to separate anything other than for analytical purposes. As long as you separate, there are things missing, and you are chasing to get a puzzle together which you will not be able to. All is whole and complete. The guiding force of comprehension. Mesh. There is more you cannot see and comprehend than that what you can see and comprehend. There is always more you don't know. The guiding force of improvement and perfection. Ideal. Perfection in a world which is bound to time, change, and created in duality is impossible, but you can always do your best to make things better. There is always room for improvement. The guiding force of order, place, and function. Chain. Everything and everybody has a purpose, place, and a role to play in the theater of the creation. There is an order to everything. The guiding force of cause and effect. Destiny. For every action, there is not just one reaction, but a chain reaction, through which you create the realities you yourself have to live in. What you sow, you shall reap. The guiding force of expansion and contraction. Ice flame. It is not about more and more, but quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. The guiding force of repetition. Parrot. Everything you learn is through repetition, the good and the lesser good. Be aware of what you repeat. Repetition is the learning tool for better or worse. The guiding force of reflections. Mirror. Everything you experience is just a reflection from within your own mind. You only meet yourself in many forms and situations. Everything and everybody is within you. The guiding force of rhythms and vibrations. Beat. You are the sum total of all you experience and attract that what you have become. You are a magnet. You attract what you are. The guiding force of service. Care heart. Everything in nature serves you, and you need to care and serve back without any expectation and reward in mind. Serve and care without expectations. The guiding force of individuality. DNA. On the level of your soul, you are all one and the same, but in the adventure of creation, you are all individual and unique. No need to compare or to compete. The guiding force of your imagination. Imagine. Come up with an additional guide that can assist you in your life.